So,
It's part of this, yeah,
Okay.
as I was reviewing the profit and loss budget versus actual this month, I noticed on there that our water charge for the water bond was not on there, so I incorporated that in there. And I also thought I'll review the profit and loss budget versus actual on more of a quarterly basis, and then do just the monthly profit and loss on all the other months. But so we'll go ahead and stick with what I put in the packet this month, which is the profit and loss budget versus actual, and then next month we'll see the profit and loss for the month. So our certified fees year to date, we've received almost 10,500. That's about 30% over budget, so that's looking nice. We're in our 9th operating month, which means that our percentage that we want to see is right around 75% to be on target.
So that is an annual budget, not the budget to date.
Well, it's the annual budget, but budget to date. That's where we're at right now.
December through November is.
Yeah, and our fiscal
That's one of my
year,
questions for you.
yeah, our fiscal year is starting December 1st, so we're reporting on August, which is the 8th month, then we include December, so we're in our 9th operating month. So to be on target, we're looking at that 75% mark. So back to the sewer fees, we're at about 74.18. I'm looking at that a little bit because it's saying that we in total are at 136, almost 137,000, but when I pull the actual reports for what we billed, it's showing more at 135,000. So I'm still in the process of trying to figure that out. I know this says 135,040, but I'm showing 135,515. So I know it's pennies, but what we've received to date is 138,674. So that's about 3,100 more than what we've billed. So the profit and loss will show you what we billed for, but I like to let you know that we're slightly over what we've billed, so we're a little bit more on target with our actual income there. As far as water fees, looks like to date we've billed 147,000 in our regular base fees, another almost 37,000 in our $8 increase, and what that is for, Jeff, just in case, I don't know if you saw that $8 increase that went around when the water bond came through, we upped it.
back, yeah.
So we take that $8 increase and we put that into its own account, and that will be to repay our SRF loan for the water bond that we're going to. So every user's $8 gets taken out and put into its own account to prepare for the loan that we're going through. So in total, we have billed 184,000 for the water fees, but we've received 176,000. So we've received almost 8,000 less than what we've billed. Hopefully with some of the changes that we just recently made, we will start to see that level out. And what I mean by some of the changes that we just made, Jeff, is that when I started in 2016, I became aware that we had a rate inequity going on where a condo build 15 units at a time was paying $32 a month as a base fee for water. And so I started looking through resolutions and ordinance and finding out we didn't have anything in place that could allow us to charge the $32 base rate times the 15 units being served. So they essentially were paying like, $1 and some change for base
So
rate.
it was just the base rate divided by the number of units.
Yeah. So it's been a really, really long process, and
Same thing for the boat, or the float homes?
Yep, same thing for the float homes. Yep.
Yeah.
Float homes, yeah, our condos, lots of other different things. Any parcel that has more than one dwelling on it, like some of the commercial accounts with multiple trailers and stuff, but on one parcel, they got a base fee of $32 a month. So that was something that, as we are going through our rate study that we're going to be required to do with our water bond project, they look at it and they go, oh, you need to raise your rates by this much. And that, Colleen and I, who was here before on the board, said, hold on, let's look at our inequities first before we go raising the rates that much. So we looked at our biggest commercial accounts and went and did physical inspections of them, recounted everything, which is something that hasn't been done since the system has been created. We only have 2 commercial accounts right now that we have not changed yet because they've requested a meeting with the district. So all the other accounts have been changed though, and this last month we billed a little over 7,000 more in user fees, just
So
changing those
making
base.
them individual as opposed to a
Yes.
Yep.
joint account.
Yeah. So I'll talk a little bit more in depth on that on the post-inspection item on the agenda, but that's what I mean by hoping to see some of our income level out there, so. Working on down the list, our water hookup fees is about 85%, so we've received over what we've projected so far, but as the year goes on, we're gonna start to see those connections lessen as the snow starts coming in, so. How many connection requests have we received this year?
Like 9 or 12, I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a list.
Yeah,
So
so,
are they close then to $5,000, is that based on this, is this based on 9 or 12, this number?
yeah, that, I can't remember how many, I think it's about 9 requests that we've received, but
So
yeah.
is it- Okay.
It's $5,000 per each new request, and then if they pay a water cap fee, it's $2,080 on top of that.
I think, Jeff, you also need to understand, if we have to cut into Lakes Highway District Road, they can add another 15 grand on it based on their permitting
Yeah,
and asphalt
Has
requirements.
to go under a road or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, something like that, so the customer always pays for that, and they're aware that they pay for all expenses. Okay.
any questions on the income side before I move on to the expense?
You mentioned that the 2 businesses that have appealed.
Yes.
Is there gonna be, have we scheduled anything for that, or is that something?
Yep,
How's
we
that
have,
going?
and I can go in more into depth on that when I talk about the site inspections progress report.
That'd be fine.
Yeah, there, I definitely wanna get into that so that we know what to expect there, so. Okay, going down the expenses, our sewer maintenance, looks really nice, only having spent 36% of the budget there. But as you can see, our water maintenance, we are 150%, so we are over budget. So if you take both of those items together and add them and what we've budgeted versus what we've spent, combined, we have about 25,691 left to spend in the water and sewer maintenance category total.
Well, the good thing is, on the sewer side, we may still have enough chlorine to make it through this year, depending on what the weather does.
Yeah.
Without having to spend- The chlorine costs us $4,000 a month for that treatment site, because we do straight 12.5% chlorine in 5-gallon buckets, and we typically go through, like 3 or 4 of them a day.
Wow.
4 or 5 gallon, I mean, it's not like, you go to a lime kiln, we put a small amount of chlorine for the K4 in the state system. I'll go through one of those in the winter, 1 bucket, and it's diluted down. So you can see the tremendous difference with the sheer quantities.
Sure,
So,
concentration.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just trying to keep an eye on these last 3 months in our fiscal year and where our budget's at. Vehicle expense, you guys can see them for yourself, I won't list them all out. But I'll go ahead and point out any that we're over on. Our office supplies there, we are at 82%. And our postage and delivery is at 86%. I did go through and I started opening up these accounts and really taking a look at them, and I saw that some had been classified in the wrong account. So I moved some funds there. So we'll see a little bit of that. Some things being office supplies going to office expense, and then I did see some office supplies in the postage area. So minor changes, $19 here, $20 there, so.
Jesse, if I can,
Yeah,
before you go
absolutely.
further, I am hoping that as we progress and get through these ordinances and we're billing the way we need to, even how much that she just went through with the monetary and all that, we can speed down a lot of that up, that I don't think we need to go through a lot of it. However, we are doing it for the community because of so much that has been brought up in the past, that's why we're seeing so many numbers. You may be saying, why am I, really, why
It
do
makes
I
sense to do it
care?
that way you don't have to go back and do it over again and then add these things to it, so it's there, you can either glean them from the meetings and have them in hand, ready to
Well,
go.
even when since I started, you were discussing financials even more than you are now.
Yeah.
You've dropped some of that down, but we're getting there.
Yeah. And yeah, I've worked with a lot of different board members here, and so yeah, things change over time. So how you guys want things presented and discussed, you guys let me know, and I can taper the meetings and reports to reflect what you guys want to see on a monthly basis. So just let me know. I'm used to going with the preference of the board. So moving on down the list, we are over budget on our bank fees. Some of that's due to some return checks this year. And we are at our max budget, and we do not expect to spend any more on accounting. Engineering is at 36, legal fees at 62. We'll probably see that start to increase again as our attorneys are working on our water ordinance again. I need to touch base with them. I know that Caitlin is working with Lake City Law. She was supposed to meet with them this month to make some progress, so I'll just keep badgering them, which is absolutely what I feel like I'm doing at this point. And yeah, our total expenses is sitting at about 74%, so right on target. But we do need to be very mindful of what we're spending in our maintenance, since that one's always our wild card. We don't know if we're gonna get a break or another catastrophe is gonna happen, or lightning strikes, or who knows. So any questions? Alrighty. Yeah. And then Ben.
There he is.
Hey everyone, so I did provide a written update that's